pretty much the reason why I said this now is Eli's whole life, he's been different. From birth, he's been different to me. He was on his own path. Between me and the doctor confirming that we need to observe him more to see if he is on the spectrum, I'm like, he's 2 years old, he's 1 year old, like, where is he walking from? A 1-year-old and a 10-year-old acts completely different, but okay, that's how they do it, I guess. Eli was given a level 3. I don't believe now he's still a level 3. I would probably say he's a level 2. It was hard to, because they were judging things. By the time it was like we had one appointment, let's say in January, from one clinician. They saw him then again in, I'll say October of the same year. So 10 months have gone by, or you're now in the 10th month. 9 months have gone by, and what he was doing in January is not what he was doing in October, or what he, like him not speaking at all, let's say in January, now in October he knows 10 words. So it's like it would have changed the way the forms, like how I would have answered a lot of the forms. It also would have changed what the clinician saw. And even when the clinician was giving us the diagnosis, he was like, I could tell you this is what we diagnosed him as, but seeing him in person today, he's not at all acting the way that this paper and document kind of shows. So there has been a lot of progress with him, which is amazing, and we just need to continue with that. So yeah, so right now, technically, clinically, he is diagnosed with level 3 autism with impairments to language and communication, or social and communication. And for a lot of parents that don't know what autism is just pretty much a neurological developmental disability or condition. It's a lifelong condition. It's something that a child will never grow out of. They will be an adult with autism if they were a child with autism. Children or people with autism tend to normally have struggles with keeping eye contact. They tend to stim, like everybody stims, but they tend to stim more than a neurotypical person. So I'll put up also definitions up on here. So neurotypical is someone without autism, pretty much. Neurodivergent is someone that is on the autism spectrum. So neurotypical people, we stim. You bite your fingernails, you tap your toes if you're nervous. You might play with your hair, bite on a pen. Those are stims. Autistic people tend to do that as well, and sometimes they do it excessively to the point where it might interrupt typical behaviors, or it might interrupt their daily routines and stuff like that, or just in all situations. So things like how I mentioned Eli flapping, that's also a type of stimming. It's happy stimming. It doesn't do anything. As Eli has gotten older, Eli does tend to stim differently. Sometimes it could be aggressive, where he goes like this with his chin. He's calmed down on that a lot. There was a point where he would start banging his head off of things, and it would be like, oh my God, like, this is horrible, because when he started getting angry, then he would be boom, 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 boom. And the last thing I need is my son to give himself a concussion or hurt somebody by banging his head off of something or off of them or whatever. So there's, I want to say, like, good stims and bad stims. I mean, I am not an expert in autism, just as a hands up to anybody. Please don't come for me if I say anything incorrectly, because I am a mama who's still learning. Also, this is Eli's journey. This is our family journey. I'm not talking on behalf of the entire community of parents raising autistic children or autistic people as well, because I do not know your life. Everyone's journey is different, and that's why they call even being on the spectrum, because autism affects everybody differently. It's not the same. You will never meet two people, they're like snowflakes. Like, you'll never meet two people that have autism that are identical. It's just not gonna happen. There's different levels. People that have autism sometimes tend to have bipolar disorder, sometimes they have ADHD, sometimes they have a lot of anxiety issues. There's so many things that could affect someone. There's sensory processing disorder. There's so much to autism that it's crazy. And this is why they call it X spectrum. People with autism may also face challenges with social communication or being social. One of the things is having eye contact with others, not responding to their name. They can hear it, process it differently, and not know to respond. A lot of people with autism also tend to not be verbal. Doesn't mean they can't communicate. There's things such as AAC, which is a little device. I'll put up the word and definition. A little device that kind of looks like an iPad, or it could be an iPhone. There's a lot of apps too that you can download where it will show different emotions, things, whatever, and a child can go and click it to communicate. It will say the word with audio, but the child sees it as a picture on the tablet or whatever. There's also sign language. A lot of parents and people use sign language for expressive communication. And that's one thing we're working on with Eli. His expressive communication isn't as strong, but it's getting a lot better. Over time, it has gotten a lot better. So he was just saying words for saying words. Like if he seen the train, he would say train. If he or if he would just want to say the color blue, he just said the color blue. Not that he was trying to talk to you and let you know, like, I want the blue one, or this is the color blue. He just would say blue, or he would just say words, speak without having any meaning. So expressive communication, speaking with intent to communicate with somebody. So I want the blue toy. He would say blue toy or whatever. Like now, before Eli would guide me to whatever he wanted. If he wanted to eat, he'd grab my hand and pull me to the fridge or pull me to the microwave and walk away. Now he'll come up to me or he'll walk around and be like, eat, eat, eat. So that's him now trying to use language expressively to communicate that I want to eat. We're still working on sentences, but that's an example. Sorry if you hear Eli, sorry if you hear Eden in the background. She's playing with a box and some papers. But anyway, so yeah, there's a lot to autism. You know, I highly recommend you talking to somebody that has autism, researching, doing what you can do. As I said, though, the best people to talk to are people who are autistic. I feel like a lot of times people tend to try to talk on behalf of certain communities or people that have disabilities or special needs, and they fail to realize that they themselves have a voice and they're able, for the most, if they can't do it verbally, they'll find another way to communicate to you. And maybe those who can communicate verbally will let you know that, hey, this is how I feel, this is how it is to be autistic, this is what autism means to me. Because autism can, as I said, it is a spectrum. It could be different for everybody. Not everyone's journey with autism is different. I guess some questions that people have asked me is, how did I feel when I found out that Eli was autistic? Again, I feel like I didn't feel any type of way. I was relieved to kind of know that there was something going on and that my gut was right, that he was different. He's not less. He's not thing, but he's just different. Now it's a matter of figuring out what is the best way to help support him and his growth and his development and his needs, so that one day when, you know, unfortunately I'm not here or Dad's not here, whenever he decides, hey, it's time for me to leave, he could independently live his own lifestyle and be successful in this society. How did my family take him having autism? My family didn't take it too bad or anything. I feel like, especially because of my niece having autism prior to Eli, so I feel like they kind of not really understand, but they understand a little bit of what it means to raise a child on the spectrum. How did Charles take it? I won't speak on for him, but I know it was a little bit rough in the beginning for him, just because, you know, I feel like with all parents, they have an idea of, oh, this is my child, this is how, you know, I plan things to be with this child. And with Eli being autistic, it kind of changed some of those plans, I guess you could say. And, you know, changed, put on hold maybe, to me, you never know. Things that you probably want to do with, or Charles probably wants to do, or things that you would want to do with your child now, you could possibly do later on in life. You know, you can never say it's not going to happen just because they're on the spectrum. I think some of the only thing that kind of affected me with Eli being on the spectrum is now as he's getting older, I'm seeing like certain like little kids talking to their parents and being like, I love you and this, that, and the other. And it's not that I'm sad that it hasn't happened, because there is times where he's kind of like, he shows love in different ways, you know? As I said, it might not be verbal, but he still shows me love. And I feel like sometimes when the day comes, or if the day comes when Eli verbally says, Mommy, I love you, I'm going to be on the floor crying, bawling, screaming. It's gonna be crazy. But that's the only thing. I just like, it's like, oh, you see like little kids now talking about, Mommy, I love you, Daddy, I love you. And knowing that my son doesn't do that yet is, as I said, it's not super sad, but it is, if that makes sense. People ask me too, like, were you afraid when you got pregnant with Eden about her potentially being autistic? I mean, still too early to know for sure for Eden. So far, she's not. Oh, so when I was pregnant with Eden, a lot of people did ask me, oh, are you afraid that Eden will be autistic because Eli was autistic? It's no guarantee that if you have one autistic child that your other child will be autistic. You can have one neurotypical and one neurodivergent, or multiple neurotypical and one, or vice versa. Like it doesn't affect every child just because you have one. That means all your children. It might increase your risk of having other children on the spectrum, but there's no guarantee. Just as, you know, doctors and scientists, they're not 100% positive. What happened? Sorry. So no one knows for sure what causes autism. Like, there's no legitimate studies that prove 100% this is why kids are born with autism or people are born with autism. People have theories. Some people say it could be genetic. Some people could be say that could be something that people ate, some people things that people did, blah blah blah. Like, there's just so many opinions out there. There's no scientific evidence that proves 100% this is what causes autism. So yeah, I don't know. So far Eden isn't showing any of the signs, but they do say too, girls oftentimes get misdiagnosed, and it takes a lot. It's harder to see autism in girls sometimes than boys. So far, no signs with Eden. Eden seems to be neurotypical as in comparison to what I saw with Eli, but then again, as I said, we never know. She's still early, very early days. Sometimes even there's situations where parents will have a child and then up until the age of 5, all of a sudden they see a regression and they're just kind of like, oh, what the heck? Like, what's going on? And then they go to the doctor, go through the process and be like, oh, your child's autistic. There's adults that don't know that they're autistic. Like, there's this one lady I follow here on YouTube and the social media who talks about her daughter being on the spectrum, and recently came out that, and she recently found out in her late 20s now that she's autistic as well. So doctors did recommend for Charles and I to do genetic testing, and you know, to also check to see if maybe, like, for us to do some type of testing to see maybe if we could potentially be on the spectrum. We haven't done it so far, or so we haven't done it yet. Especially when I was pregnant with Eden, they recommended me doing it because of they want to see like if there's any connection. Got it? No, nose. And teeth. Hi, baby. Hi, Eli. You wanna come? Wanna come here? You go see mommy? For my advice for parents going through the process, it is a long and lengthy process. You know, be patient. Be patient with your little one daily. The journey and the day-to-day struggles of raising a child, period, is a lot. Raising a child that has autism is an additional stress sometimes. You have your good days, and you have your bad days, and you have your really bad days, and your really good days, and your really bad nights. What happened? Things get better as time goes on. People become more accepting and are more adapting. I think my biggest worry, the only thing I had when I found out Eli's diagnosis. What happened? What happened? Oh, you want to eat? Do you want to eat? Want to eat? You say, I want to eat? right? Say, I want to eat. Eat. Eli's hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Right? Right? You say, I'm hungry. Anyways, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. I appreciate you guys for watching the video this far. I hope you guys continue to join me on the journey of raising Eli and Eden, seeing Corey and Naomi back on the channel hopefully soon, now that we've officially moved or we're a little bit more settled in. Hopefully you guys see more of Corey and Naomi coming up soon. They should be here this weekend. Hopefully we can film something together. One, that's right, baby. What? You guys want to see Eli. What's next after 1 and 2? Let's say thank you. It's okay. Eden can have that. You playing, Mama? Three. 1, 2, 3. Right? What number is this? What number is this? 1, 2, 3. Right? Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count. This is the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 4. Yay! That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching another video. Stay tuned for more videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Stay blessed.